Ted Mosby tells Robin he loves her on the first date. She runs. For the next 8 seasons, she keeps running. From Ted, from Barney, from every person who tries to get close. And we, the audience, we call her cold. We call her emotionally unavailable. We laugh at her commitment issues like they're a punchline. But here's something I noticed on my third rewatch. Something the show keeps showing us but never says out loud. Robin Scherbatsky doesn't run because she can't love. She runs because nobody ever taught her how. This is the cold truth about Robin Scherbatsky. Forget everything you think you know about Robin for a second. Before she was the gun-loving, scotch-drinking, career-obsessed news anchor, she was a Robin Charles Scherbatsky Jr., a name her father gave her because he wanted a boy. And when he didn't get one, he raised her like one anyway. Hockey, hunting, no tears, no softness, no girl stuff. There's a scene, small, easy to miss, where adult Robin talks about her childhood. She says it like a joke, like it's funny. The way we all do when we're talking about something that actually broke us a little. And this is the thing about Robin that the show does so well but so quietly. Every cold thing about her, every tough thing. It's not her personality. It's the armor her father built around her before she could decide who she wanted to be. She didn't choose to be unemotional. She was trained to be. There's a difference. So Ted says, "I love you" on the first date. And from that moment, the show sets up this question that runs for 9 seasons. Why can't Robin love Ted back the way he loves her? Most people watching say it's because Robin doesn't want kids and Ted does. Or because Robin wants her career. Or because they're just incompatible. But watch her face in those scenes. Really watch it. When Ted says, "I love you," Robin doesn't look annoyed. She doesn't look bored. She looks scared, like someone just handed her something fragile and she has no idea how to hold it without breaking it. Because here's what nobody's taught Robin Scherbatsky: how to receive love, how to sit with it, how to let it in without panicking and pushing it away. Her father gave her a hockey stick instead of a hug. So when Ted gives her his whole heart on episode 1, she does the only thing she knows how to do. She runs, not because she doesn't feel it, but because feeling it terrifies her. Robin's career is the thing everyone praises her for. She's ambitious, she's driven, she moves to Japan, she becomes a world-class journalist. And on the surface, this looks like a win. A woman choosing herself over a man, choosing her dreams over settling down. But pay attention to when she takes the biggest career leaps. Right after Ted gets too close, she takes the Japan job. Right after her wedding with Barney falls apart, she disappears into war zones for years. Right after Ted shows up in her life again at the end, she's in another country. Robin's career isn't her dream, it's her exit strategy. Every time someone gets too close, every time love starts to feel real, she finds a plane ticket. Because moving is easier than feeling. Because if she's busy reporting from Tokyo, she doesn't have to figure out what to do with her heart in New York. The show never says this out loud, but it shows us again and again. The career isn't ambition, it's escape. There's an episode in season 7. Robin thinks she's pregnant. She's spiraling because she's always said she doesn't want kids. Then the doctor tells her she's not pregnant. She's not pregnant because she can't get pregnant. Ever. And Robin, the woman who spent her whole life saying she doesn't want children, sits in that doctor's office and breaks. This is the most honest scene in 9 seasons of How I Met Your Mother. Because what we learn in that moment is something Robin probably didn't even know about herself. She didn't actually not want kids. She just spent so long telling herself she didn't, that she forgot she could want anything different. She'd been performing her father's daughter for so long, she didn't know what she actually wanted. And then a doctor closes that door forever, and she finally feels what she's been pretending not to feel her entire life, lost for something she never let herself want. That's the saddest thing about Robin. Not that she couldn't have kids, but that she spent her whole adult life pretending not to want the things she actually wanted. And by the time she finally let herself feel it, it was already too late. Robin's 2 big loves are Ted and Barney. And here's what's wild. They're not opposites. They're the same problem in 2 different costumes. Ted is too much love. He shows up on date 1 with his whole heart open. He wants forever before they've even ordered dessert. For Robin, that's terrifying. It's a fire hose when she barely knows how to hold a cup of water. So she runs from Ted. Then comes Barney. And Barney is the opposite. Emotionally unavailable. Allergic to commitment. The perfect partner for a woman who doesn't want to be loved too much. Robin can be with Barney because Barney doesn't ask her for anything she can't give. Until he does. When Barney finally drops the mask, when he proposes, when he wants real love, Robin marries him. And 3 years later, they're divorced. Because here's the thing nobody told Robin. Love isn't a switch. You don't get to find someone who feels safe and then suddenly become emotionally available. The work has to come first. Robin tried to skip the work. With both of them. And both of them broke her heart in different ways. Not because they were wrong for her, but because she was wrong for herself first. There's something else about Robin that I think gets missed a lot. Look at her inside the friend group. Lily and Marshall, they're each other's home. They fight, they make up, they have a whole life together. Ted is always searching, but at least he's searching out loud. Barney has his playbook, his bits, his armor, but he has people who see through it. And then there's Robin. Robin is in every scene. She's at every booth at McLaren's. She's at every birthday, every wedding, every breakup. But watch her closely in group scenes. She's almost always slightly outside it, laughing at the joke but not telling one, listening to everyone else's drama but rarely sharing her own. She's the friend who's there, but never really there. And that's not an accident. That's a pattern. People who grow up being trained to suppress what they feel, they don't suddenly become open just because they're surrounded by warmth. They sit at the warmest table in the world and still feel cold, because the wall isn't outside them, it's inside them. And then there's her mother. We barely see Robin's mother in the show. She shows up at the wedding, season 9. That's it. A whole life and her mother appears once. Think about what that means. Robin's father trained her to be a son. And her mother, the one person who could have shown her another way, was absent. Not absent in a dramatic way. Absent in the quieter, sadder way. The way that just leaves a kid alone with whoever's shaping them. So Robin grew up with one voice in her head telling her to be tough, to not cry, to win, and no second voice telling her it was okay to be soft, to want things, to need someone. And every relationship in the show, every fight, every breakup, every moment she pushes someone away, makes more sense once you see it. Everyone hates the How I Met Your Mother finale. Everyone. Tracy dies. Ted ends up with Robin. The ending feels rushed, hollow, like the writers cheated us. But look at Robin's ending more carefully. Robin gets her career. She becomes a famous journalist, just like she always wanted. She has her dogs. She has her freedom. She has the life her father trained her to want. And she's completely, devastatingly alone. That's not a happy ending. That's the show finally telling us the truth about Robin Scherbatsky. The career was never going to be enough. The escape was never going to fill her up. All those years of running from love, all those years of pretending she didn't want what she actually wanted, they led her exactly where she was always going to end up, alone with her dogs, waiting for Ted to show up at her window with a blue French horn. 20 years later than they should have started. And the saddest part? When Ted finally shows up, she lets him in. Because somewhere in those 20 years, she finally learned what nobody ever taught her. How to receive love. How to let someone close. How to stop running. She just learned it too late. This is what the show is really about, I think. Not Ted's love story, not the mother, not Barney's playbook. It's about how the people we become are mostly the people that other people made us be. And how the work of being an adult, real, actual adult work, is undoing all of that. Figuring out who you would have been if nobody had touched you, if nobody had shaped you, if nobody had needed you to be something for them. Robin spent 40 years being her father's son. In the last episode, in the very last scene, she finally gets to be something else. Someone's love. Maybe that's not a happy ending, maybe it's not the ending we wanted, but it might be the most honest ending the show could give her. Because some people learn how to love early. And some people spend their whole lives trying to thaw out something that got frozen before they could choose. Robin Scherbatsky was always going to end up at that window. She just had to learn how to open it first.